Hello, welcome back to BoreDraw. I hope you all had a very Merry Christmas and enjoyed all the festive football.
Hope you're 2 sizes larger and 2 sizes happier.
Exactly.
I hope everyone had a Merry Christmas and big thanks for 9k subs. That's mega.
Yeah, it's big 9k subs. That's
10k soon come.
I mean, I think this time last year we were on like
A couple of hundred. So
maybe less. That's nuts.
shit be moving. But we're here as kind of like a yearly. Well, it's not like a yearly roundup. It's a half-season point.
It's a ritual that happens every half season where everyone in their heads creates their own Premier League team of the seasons so far, and that's exactly what we've got for you here today. Me and Roz have, on a whim, whipped up some very ropey.
I've gone rogue, so in the comments, get at me. I'll be in the comments battling you all off. So, yeah, we've got our team of the seasons. Let us know yours in the comments after you've heard ours.
I think the sort of like the standards go for 4-3-3.
I have gone for 4-3-3.
I've mashed that, gone straight for a 3-5-2.
Shambles.
Can't be held.
But
can't
no
be
matter
contained.
what formation you've got, you have to have a goalkeeper. Who have you got in goal, Luke?
I've wimped out on this one a little bit. I was stuck between a few, but the only one who really challenged my other keeper was Vicario. But for me, it has to be Alisson, I think.
Alisson.
Yeah, I think he's had one bad game this season
Against Man City. That was a stinker.
But the rest of the season, he's been top form again.
He is the best goalkeeper in the world.
And the few games that he was out for, you noticed it.
100%.
Liverpool looked far shaky from the back. He's like such an aura keeper as well. He's got that like
100%.
just that calming sense to him, and he's just good.
I'm still not sold on that Liverpool defence because every game I watch Alisson make 1 or 2 world-class saves. But that's not to the detriment of Alisson because he turns up and makes those saves. That's to the detriment of the defence, which we can talk about. But yeah, Alisson every week.
He's got to be worth
one of
so
those.
many points this season, just on his own.
What a player.
Yeah,
But
who you got?
I've got Tottenham's Vicario. I think
Yeah.
it's quite a nice storyline because at the start of the season I said I wasn't sold on him.
Mm.
The more I watch him, I think him like Alisson, every game I watch him make 2 or 3 world-class saves. And that's another thing, like we can talk about the Spurs defence and why they're letting in so many chances. But that keeper is there making those saves, game in, game out. I haven't actually watched him drop a stinker this season.
No, he's had a few like world-class performances.
Yeah.
That game against Chelsea where they went down to 9 men was one of the
Like
ones.
the only game I can think he was a little bit dodged was his first game of the season, but that's like first game of the season in the Premier League.
No one knew what he was about.
Exactly,
as well.
but ever since then, and maybe that's what made me judge him quite quickly. But yeah, I think he's so solid. And you'll probably be surprised, I've got quite a few Spurs players in my team.
Ooh, I think I've got Uno.
All right, okay, I'll move on to my right back then. Continuing the Spurs train, I've got Pedro Porro.
Yeah, like him. Like
Another
him a
player
lot.
I wasn't really sold on. He came in, and I think he came in and played under Conte, and they didn't really know what to do with him. He's definitely an out-and-out attacking fullback, but he was asked to do too much defending. Now they got Basuma back in the team, who's covering that defensive duty more. Pedro Porro is like blossoming into quite an astute buy, and I'll hit you with some stats. 5 assists. That's solid.
Yeah, he was a bit of a rogue player last season. He didn't really get his look in under Conte.
Yeah.
Especially, which was weird because we thought Conte would be utilising those wing backs a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think he's phenomenal going forward.
So and 3rd most tackles as well in the league, which is another interesting stat because, yeah, like I was saying, I think he's so good going forward, but I was a little bit like unsure about his defensive ability. But that defensive unit at Spurs is a bit more sure onto Ange. And yeah, I like him. I think he's probably... I think there's a discussion to be had about the fullbacks in the Prem this season. I don't think they're that great. But
Yeah.
I think Pedro Porro is the best right back in the league at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen the fall off of the likes of Reece James has fallen off a cliff, just permanently injured.
Trippier right now
Trippier
is
is
like the
not
worst run of form I've ever seen.
Yeah, and
Because
that's
he could have been best right back in the league. He started off so good.
oh mate, if it wasn't for like the last 4 weeks,
yeah,
he would have
he's been
it.
so bad recently.
Who else we got? Kyle Walker.
So you haven't got fullbacks, do you?
No, I haven't. If I was going to a fullback, I would have gone for Trent. I think. Just 'cause I think he's really picked up this season from where he left off last. Even at the beginning of the season, he wasn't playing as well.
Agreed.
And we saw it in the game against Burnley yesterday. No, it's not saying much because it's Burnley, but he played that wide role quite well. And defensively, he was solid against the tricky winger.
And he's had a few clutch moments, hasn't he, against City? That free kick last minute in whatever game that was.
We're seeing a little bit more of that Trent of old, which is really nice.
Shall I hit you with my last fullback then?
Yeah,
and then we can do
hit
centre
your left fullback.
I'll run off. So this is my last Spurs player. I've got 3 Spurs players: Vicario, Pedro Porro, and Destiny Udogie.
Yeah, for me, Udogie has to be the left back.
Best left back in the league as well. I think one of the most chances created in the league. He's got a decent amount of assists, good defensively, does that inverted role that Ange wants quite well. And another player that Spurs got but didn't really get into the team, went back on loan to Udinese, came back. Quality player. I really like what him and Pedro Porro are doing.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%. I think I've got 1 Spurs player left in my team, but Udogie for me was, if I'd gone for a 4 at the back, would definitely been in there.
All right, hit me with your centre backs then.
Who else are you going to go for?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I was like
looking
looking at Zinchenko, but the last couple of game weeks he's been shit. Mikalenko is the one player that I was looking at, maybe.
Maybe Digne?
Yeah, or Digne's a shout. But I don't know. I think Udogie's just consistency throughout the season so far.
Who do you want? My right centre back?
Yeah, sure. I can probably guess it.
Who?
Ezri Konsa.
Yeah, I have Ezri Konsa / Pau Torres because I'm sat on the fence here.
This guy is living on the fence.
Mate, yeah,
Three at the back,
they're both just so good. I'm gonna go for Konsa though, just because I like the fact that he's got his England call up as well off the back of it. He's had less time injured this season. I think he's played every game.
I was close to putting him right back,
but he's been outrageous. We made a video earlier this year where we said how do we fix Man United. One of my players I picked was Ezri Konsa.
He is hit a new level this season.
Fantastic, and I really think he's given himself a real good shout to push for a spot in that Euro team.
Yeah, 100%. What a player.
It'll be interesting to see how they do with Diego Carlos.
Well, yeah, at the moment,
Konsa
they're playing kind of like a Konsa at right back with Diego Carlos and Pau Torres as the centre-backs, and then Matty Cash is like a right winger.
He's so far advanced.
So it's interesting, but yeah, I really like Ezri Konsa. Yeah. I think he's, out of the 3, maybe barring Pau Torres, but they're close. He's like the best ball progressor in that team.
He's just solid.
He's so good. So yeah,
such a good centre back. Yeah.
All right, I'll hit you in my centre back pairing.
Got him.
Saliba and Gabriel.
Okay.
I said this to my brother pre doing the video. He was like, "Oh, I can't believe you've got no Van Dijk," and I was like, "Nah, I'm sick of hearing Van Dijk's name in this conversation." Arsenal went to Liverpool, and our centre backs dunked on the heads of the centre backs at Liverpool. Yes, and if anything, I'd say Konate was a better centre back than Van Dijk that game.
Konate and Joe Gomez when Joe Gomez came on.
But yeah, I don't know. I think Van Dijk is good, but at the elite upper echelon table, it's Gabriel and Saliba. Best centre back pairing in the league, most clean sheets in the league, least XG conceded in the league. Gabriel got stats here. I think he's 3rd most clearances in the league. Most clean sheets, 6th most blocks for Gabriel.
Dangerous from the corner as well.
Both of them get goals from corners. They're both young. That is, in my opinion, best centre back in world football at the moment. Best centre back pairing in world football at the moment.
World football.
Come at me in the comments.
Ooh.
Right, Luke. Who are your centre backs?
I've got the Rolls Royce himself, big Gabriel Saliba.
Gabriel Saliba, William.
He is. Oh, sorry, Gabriel Saliba. That'll be a centre back. I've got William Saliba.
Yeah, what a guy.
Gabriel's hard done by to be left out of my team.
Well, I was close to not having him, but then I thought, fuck it.
But I've gone for Virgil van Dijk.
Yeah.
Because I think if you were to pick on paper right now, if you could pick 2 centre backs, just by name, it's got to be them. And Van Dijk had an absolutely torrid season last year. He's sort of done what I was saying about Trent. He's come back this season. And it's a bit understated what he's done. Really sure that I think Liverpool and Arsenal had joint best defensive record in the league.
Potentially, yeah. I think Arsenal got 1 more clean sheet.
Yeah. But for me,
I like him though. He is good.
He's stepped back up again, and there's a reason why they're as of filming this now, they're top of the table. Arsenal with a game in hand.
100%. And like Gabriel Saliba, he's a goal threat. He gets goals. Marshall's at defence alongside a changing partner. Like you see, it's either Konate. Recently, they've been playing that Quansah.
Yeah, he's been really good.
I like him. So
I really like Joe Gomez at left back.
Same. He came on against Arsenal.
When he comes on and cuts into it on his right foot, he's proper good.
Well, I was saying this fucking for time is that they need to get someone in that mould. The only problem with Joe Gomez playing there is that he's not left-footed. But if you can get someone in that mould that's big, fast, strong, then you do that 3 centre-backs that Arsenal do.
In.
And yeah, so it's that kind of vibe. But if I can get Joe Gomez doing that, 100%, I think he's a player. But yeah, Van Dijk, what guy?
Yeah, unbelievable. Right, I've got 2 DMs.
You stink, mate. I've got one.
Oh, it's going to be the same guy, isn't it?
Declan Rice.
Declan
What a
Rice.
fucking guy. Best signing of the summer. Best player in the Premier League, I'd say, right now. We say this so many times. There's no way you make £100 million signing look cheap. But with Declan Rice, he's making that £100 million signing look cheap.
Yeah, I'm finding it hard to disagree.
Third most clearances in the league. Most man of the matches for Arsenal. He's just going under the radar, but every game, and we say this on the pod so many times, his baseline is like 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
And then he'll drop 9s and 10s when he needs to. But his baseline is 8 out of 10.
Yeah, he is an outrageous player, and he just exudes class, doesn't he? I can't see how England don't win the Euros with Declan Rice and Jude Bellingham in the field.
Quickly, just off topic, Declan Rice and Ross Barkley. Are we going to entertain that?
I liked Ross Barkley.
Ross Barkley is balling out.
Yeah, he's a baller.
And that profile of player is exactly what we need.
Get Andrew Townsend in there as well, mate.
Come on, just do a throwback season.
Ashley Young playing.
Yeah, come on.
Right.
Yeah, hit me with your other DM then.
So I've got Rice and I've got Douglas Luiz.
Yeah, I like it. I've got Douglas Luiz as well. Then I might as well talk about it. He's my centre mid alongside.
Yeah, slightly more advanced. Yeah, he's so good, so good.
5 goals, 3 assists.
Understated.
One of the most he's like in the Aston Villa team is like one of the most defensive midfielders in that team. But he chips in with goals, assists, set pieces. He's so good, and that Aston Villa team is flourishing at the moment, and he's one of the key reasons. £100 million price tag. Yeah, £100. I've got a cold. I can't think straight. But yeah, £100 million price tag slapped on his head. He's a good player.
Yeah, I think that's if you get 85, I think you take that.
100%.
He's probably around an £80 million player for me.
He's so good.
So good. Right, who's your third centre mid?
So yeah, this is my attacking one. I've got, and this is a nice kind of storyline, like Vicario, who I wasn't sure on. Last season when we did the floppies, I came for one guy called Lucas Paquetá.
Oh, he's so good.
And now I'm fully one round. I think he is such an outrageous baller. And yeah, he is my player of the season for attacking mids. I think if James Maddison was fit, it'd be James Maddison.
Yeah, that's the caveat here, isn't it? James Maddison,
but
had he not been injured,
Paquetá,
would have been...
What a player, man.
Been far away.
So good. And him and Kudus have got this sexy little partnership going at the moment that are going to take West Ham quite far, I think. If they can keep hold of them
Kudus
two.
has got so many returns, and he's only just joined them.
Just got the team,
and
yeah. But
Paquetá is now playing this sort of left midfield role, which is really nice to see.
I think I saw a stat. I don't know if it's still up to date now, but there was a period where of West Ham's last 5 goals, Paquetá had assisted them all.
It's nuts.
And yeah, he's just flourishing. I think now that Declan Rice has left, he's kind of taken that main man mantle, and yeah, he's just so good.
Yeah, I think for me, I watch him, and there's a few players in the Premier League where they get the ball and their passing is like a level above everyone else on the pitch. I look at him, Bruno Fernandes as well. I look at he finds passes that a lot of other people playing. Martin Odegaard, Bukayo Saka as well. I think does it a lot.
And then Big Kev,
Kev and Trent. So yeah, a few of those players, their passing is just outrageous, and Luke's back off fits the mold. He's so good.
Yeah, he's flourishing right now, and I apologise for slandering you.
Yeah,
maybe that's what made you so good.
Maybe he watched this.
Me on your case.
But I thought he was good last season. So I'll go with my cam then.
Yeah, hit me.
So I've got my 3 at the back, my 2 DMs, and my cam. My cam is John McGinn.
Aston Villa.
Aston
Villa. Do we have to talk about Aston Villa though? Was that 2? Is that 2
L's in a row?
Nah, they drew against Sheffield United. But,
that was it. Yeah, that feels like a loss.
And then the Man United one, that is a fucking story in its own.
Man United
talking about. We'll do like a festive period roundup.
Wasn't a dominant performance, but they were good in the second half. Really good.
Marcus Rashford had a good game. But yeah, Aston Villa, they ignoring the recent run of fixtures, they're a good side, and John McGinn, that kind of centre mid area of John McGinn, Kamara, and Douglas Luiz is quality. Yeah,
John McGinn is just a workhorse, but he chips in. He started chipping in with some more goal contributions, which is brilliant.
The winner against Arsenal.
Yeah, I just like him a lot. I think that's all that needs to be said. If you watch him, you'll know. I
was saying this yesterday when we were watching the Boxing Day football with the fam, and Aston Villa were 2-0 up against Man United, and I was saying, how are Man United, like the board or whoever makes the transfers, not just looking at this Aston Villa team? And we say this on the pod, and just be like,
50 million,
is 50 million McGinn,
yeah.
Is 50 million for Konsa, is 80 million for Watkins, and just absolutely shake that team.
They try and do it a little bit when you look back at they bought Shaw from Southampton.
Yeah.
That hasn't ever really worked out. They bought Wan-Bissaka from Crystal Palace. That never really worked out.
Yeah. But then you can say the same about them trying these fancy transfers, like the Jadon Sancho, like the Anthony,
Varane,
Hojlund to an extent. It's like
yeah.
that's not worked either. So you might as well go for like Prem proven assets that are doing well. So yeah, that's one for Man United. I think they should strip that Aston Villa team to the bones. Right.
Yeah.
What have you got left in your team?
So I've got my left mid, my right mid, and then my 2 strikers.
Right. So you might as well do your left and right mid then.
Left midfield.
Okay. Left.
Basically
midfield.
a left winger.
Yeah. Okay. And then I'll do my left.
Heung-min Son.
Okay.
Revitalised season for me.
Yeah, I agree.
think he's been really good. I don't think he's actually been the best player in the Spurs team.
No, neither do I. That's why
But he's doing what he needs to do for me.
When I told my brother my left winger, he was like, "How have you not got Son?" And I agree. Son has, well, like I was saying with who was I saying about Paquetá when Declan Rice left. Now that Harry Kane's left Spurs, Son has taken that main man mantle on his shoulders. And
I think
doing
he's
well with
captaining the team very well.
it. Yeah, he's doing well with it.
And I'm seeing a different side to his game that we haven't seen for a couple of seasons.
I don't want to say my left winger because it's not really a left winger, so you might get on my case. I've gone Ollie Watkins at left wing.
I've been calling for him to play left wing for England.
Well, there we go. That's why he's my left winger.
Because I said that.
One of the most prolific goal scorers in the Premier League. 9 goals, 6 assists. I said in the podcast not too recently that Aston Villa are too reliant on Ollie Watkins. And I had so many Aston Villa fans come for me. Suck all your mums.
I mean, he didn't score yesterday.
Exactly. So it be what it be. I think he is... There's a lot of good players in that Aston Villa team, but he is the main man. He is, just so good. He's taken it up a level under Emery. And maybe it's a disservice to put him at left wing because what's doing him so well is playing exclusively as a striker and not doing the wide areas. But yeah, he's my left winger.
Yeah, I've got him playing up front, so I might as well pull that out. Yeah, so left wing, left mid, I've got Son, and then up top, I've got Watkins. On the other wing...
Yeah, who you got on the other wing? Mo Salah.
It's got to be Mo Salah.
Nope, disagree, but tell me why.
It's got to be Mo Salah. Just, he is goals. He is the consistent factor in that Liverpool team.
Agreed.
Every week, you don't know who's going to turn up for them, whether they have a really good defensive performance, whether Szoboszlai plays really well, whether Trent has a really good game, whether Nunez or Diaz or Jota has a good game. But every week, you'd be pretty well done to put your house on it because Mo Salah will score a goal.
Yeah.
He scores goals and he contributes a lot more than just the numbers on the paper.
Does he though?
He does. He's such a nightmare. Like teams are like scared to play him. He was getting doubled up on in that Arsenal game a lot.
Yeah.
And
well,
still,
he had to because Zinchenko
had a howler.
Shit, yeah.
Yeah, like do you know what I mean? He just is for me perhaps the best player in the Premier League.
Ooh, okay, I'll hit you with my right winger. And this could be the cold talking and like my brain's not really processing things properly. Jared Bowen.
I like Jared Bowen a lot.
11 Premier League goals. That's one behind Mo Salah.
Yeah.
And is 11 goals for West Ham more impressive than 12 goals for Liverpool? Because I think it might be. I think Jared Bowen has been under the radar.
Didn't they slap Forest 5-0?
Oh.
West Ham.
Yeah. What's that doing with anything?
Yeah. I guess Liverpool didn't.
Yeah, this is what you on about. But I think Jared Bowen has gone under the radar as just one of the most consistent players in the Premier League since he signed for West Ham. I think he's just like... When he's played alongside Mikel Antonio, he's struggled because Mikel Antonio
doesn't do anything.
Isn't very good, let's be honest. But now that Jared Bowen has taken the mantle as like the front line and he got behind him Kudus, Paquetá, I know Ben Rama or I know James Ward-Prowse playing to him and to his strengths, he's so good.
Yeah, I actually really like a little bit of what Moisey's building there.
Yeah.
I think defensively they could leave a little bit to be desired.
Yeah.
I think Souček is not the one anymore.
Yeah, I agree.
He had one good season.
But Jared Bowen, I think, so good. And, yeah, it did me personally to not include Saka or Salah.
I thought you were going to go Saka.
Nah.
But do you know what? He's not even having a bad season.
No, yeah.
That goes to show how good he is.
I think, 5 goals, 6 assists?
But
it's pretty solid.
I haven't seen him as electric as...
Arsenal, they're doing one of those things which
you don't
we
want
have
him
the
to be
last
the
couple
carry
of
the weight.
seasons.
Don't let him carry the weight.
We spread it so much that no one's doing mad
like
numbers.
Martinelli's not really had a good season by his numbers, but you watch him play.
He's actually pretty poor, yeah.
But he's still playing well.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, do you know what I mean? The that's almost testament to how good of a job Mikel Arteta's doing.
Indeed. Right, hit me with your final striker.
Erling Haaland.
Disagree.
Erling Haaland. He's had an absolutely shocking season.
And he's still top.
And City have been really poor, way below their standards. And he's still top of the goal scoring charts. He's a freak.
He is a freak.
He is a freak.
But I'll pose you another question. Is 12 goals for Bournemouth
Dom Solanke, man.
better than 14 goals for Man City?
I like Dom Solanke
Because it is
a lot.
for me. Dom Solanke, what a player.
I like him so much. I've wanted him to do so well for so long.
Yeah, he's been absolutely slapped with injuries in his history and kind of just been bouncing from team to team. And now he's found a home at Bournemouth and a manager in Iraola that kind of very much plays
so
to
well.
his strengths, attacking football. He is such a handful at
They
number
cut
9.
through teams like butter sometimes. They could be the Brighton of this season.
100%. And I
Brighton
just think
fell off.
he has taken his game up to the next level, and that's why teams are looking at him. I think Arsenal are looking at him. I've seen Chelsea look at him again. So he has taken his game up to another level, and I'll pose it to you, the people in the comments. Get in the comments, please. Is 12 goals for Bournemouth more impressive than 14 for Man City? And I know Man City got games in hand because they went to the Club World Cup and stuff, but yeah, talk to me. I think... Yeah,
but Bournemouth are good though. That's like you say,
Bournemouth
12 goals
are
for
good.
Bournemouth, but they're good.
Yeah,
I mean, they're the best, most informed team in the Premier League, no?
yeah, maybe.
So yeah, a really good roundup. So run us through your team, Roz.
Right. In goal, I've got, is it Guilherme Vicario from Spurs.
Guilherme Vicario.
And I'll finish off the Spurs. Right back, Pedro Porro. Left back, Destiny Udogie. And then in the Spurs sandwich, we've got 2 Arsenal boys in Saliba and Gabriel. That's a nice little... And then finishing that spine, Declan Rice.
Yep.
Outrageous player. And then midfield of Douglas Luiz and Paquetá. Nice Brazilian chemistry there. And then up front, we've got Bowen on the right, Watkins on the left, and Dom Solanke. That's an all-English front three.
That's nice.
How we like
That's
it.
how we should line up in the Euros.
Come on.
I've got Alisson in goal. Konsa, Van Dijk, Saliba as a back three. That's kind of naughty, that. Then Rice and Douglas Luiz as my 2 holding midfielders, with McGinn sitting just in front of them. And then I've got goals galore here. I've got Salah, Son as my wide players, and then Haaland and Watkins lining up, leading the front line. How many goals is that? That's got to be...
goals.
That's nuts.
One player I wanted to include as like a outside shout, Jared Branthwaite.
Branthwaite, yeah. He's
What
been
a
really
player.
good.
He was close to taking my
We
Gabriel
spoke about
spot.
Mikulenko as well. Emi Martinez maybe for goalkeeper.
Let us know. Who would you have in your team of the season? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, maybe Kudus.
Kudus, what a player, yeah.
Yeah, there's been a few.
Apart from Haaland, we've got no Man City players. Is that interesting? What
I
do you
think
think
that I think it just speaks volumes about how poor they've been this season.
Yeah.
And
Like,
long may
that'd
it
be
continue.
close. The only one that would be close is probably Rodri. And he's getting
Yeah.
outshone by Declan Rice.
And Douglas Luiz.
So it'd be what it'd be.
It is what it is. Guys, thank you very much for watching. Leave some comments below. Who have we missed out? Who should we have included in our teams?
Cheeky little Christmas special. Hope you
Christmas
enjoyed.
special, yeah.
And yeah, enjoy the rest of the football. We've still got more festive football coming up.
And if we don't see you
probably
before,
we'll see you after New Year's.
have a great New Year, guys. It's been BoreDraw, and it's live.
Happy New Year.